Well, since we're really happy, Stevie, here we are. There you go. There's your intro for everyone. We don't have to make it long. We just enjoy the moment, embrace this occasion. And I have to say, by the way, for everyone watching, not watching, sorry, he's got a brand new Arsenal top. Do you want
Yes, Larry. How are you, mate? I am full of the joys.
Full of the joys.
Yes.
Full of the joys. Embracing it all.
If anyone looks on YouTube, and they do actually may see it at some point, but you know, let me know.
Stevie flexing his chest to the world. There you go. Love it, though. Love it. I, honestly, it looks really, really nice because obviously I've only seen it on pictures, but that actually looks really, really nice.
It is
on a normal human being and not a footballer. Because everything looks good. No, but everything looks good on those guys. Like, you put anything on them, like white suits, we look ridiculous on them.
Yeah, true, mate.
I've got a hairy chest. Do you know what I mean? I can't wear a white suit. It's too much of a contrast.
You've got a carpet on your chest.
Exactly. Remember that advert though? There was that advert before, wasn't it? Like where it sort of zoomed out, and it was just a guy who put a carpet in his shirt, sort of thing, to make it look like he had a hairy chest. I can't remember. I think it may have been like Nectar or something like that, because they did weird adverts like that. I can't remember. Anyway,
yeah.
For people who know that advert, let us know in the comments. We're going to move past that.
For the people who don't like hairy chests, yeah, sorry about that.
Just skip past it, really. Skip past it. It happened. It's already in the universe now, so just skip past it, all right?
Get out.
Actually, no, yeah, don't skip past it. Just listen on. We need the views. We need the comments, all that stuff. Anyway, Stevie, yes, obviously it was a brilliant weekend, brilliant restart to the Premier League from the international break, and I'll be honest, I didn't go into this restart of the Premier League like I usually did. Do you know what I mean? Like, I never thought too much about the do you know what I mean? Because sometimes you think about too much. Oh my God, we've got a match on the weekend. Here we go. What are we going to do? And then you just work yourself up as a fan, right? You just, you get this sort of feeling inside, and then you just burst when you lose 3-0 because you think, wait, that wasn't meant to happen. Whereas this time, I went into the restart as I'm like, all right, Nottingham Forest, next, let's go. Next match on. And do you know what? We played brilliantly, because I had to watch as you know, I had to watch the match afterwards because I was actually car shopping and so on and blah blah blah. But from someone that watched the match, Stevie, what did you think? Just as an overall before we get into it.
Yeah. So overall, I'm just going to obviously confirm what you said about the international break and the thoughts, especially if I know we lost against Liverpool just before, but normally the international break, I think, comes around too soon. People just get into the season, and this is what happened last year. If you remember, I think Odegaard got injured at a similar sort of time in the two internationals, and then we suffered from it. And I just think that this season's going to be different because of the squad depth. I was like you, I wasn't really that arsed. Thought, it's an early kick-off. We've had all our fucking players away from the on the international scene. Some have just come back, blah, 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 had a day's training. And I thought, you know what, though? We looked at it. It was them that looked jaded, I thought. I know it was new manager kind of syndrome, but it could have gone either way. I don't know if... I think I alluded to it in one of my blog posts that I thought it might be a tricky game, but I did think we win it comfortably. And we did in the end. It was a really comfortable, solid, proper, mature performance. I watched the full 60, 70 minutes, then I had to kind of do a few things. I know obviously you watched most of the highlights, but yeah, very, very, very impressed.
Yeah. And the thing is, like I said, I was out shopping for cars and stuff, so I had to, at one point I did actually put the match on whilst I was waiting, so I went for a coffee and stuff whilst we were waiting for some stuff to be sorted. So I put the match on and I caught Zubimendi's second goal, so right near the end I caught that live, and that was really nice. But then I went back and watched the match, and considering the injuries going into this match, and then obviously like the whole thing with Odegaard, which we'll definitely obviously get into in a second here, but it just right at the beginning of the match you kind of think, oh no, this is gonna go the way that we usually think it's going to go, where it's like, early kickoff. We've definitely had our fair share of losses during an early kickoff, and they don't really, for me personally, sometimes, like I said, they usually make me nervous, but this time it was just like I said, I didn't even think about it, so it was kind of better that way, because the Odegaard thing happened, and then it's like, oh no, but then we scored, and it's like, right, okay, let's see what happens now. But yeah, comfortable win in the end, well-deserved win as well, by the way. And yeah, I just think you can't really as much as I want to laugh at Ange Postecoglou, I can't really blame him for this particular match because, this is the first match in charge. So, let's just let that slide, okay? Yeah. Whatever. It is what it is. He's lucky he didn't get battered 5-0 because it could have just as easily been 5-0. But there you go. As an overall performance, as an overall feeling of the day and the restart of the Premier League, I thought that was a brilliant, and just to repeat what you said there as well, a mature performance. That's exactly what we needed without our full starting lineup.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, for me,
as much as I said it was a comfortable, mature performance, there was a couple of incidences where it could have actually gone 1-1. I know we scored straight after the break, which kind of... It just took the stuffing, the old cliche, it took the stuffing out of them, really. But, it could have went either way. I think Morgan Gibbs-White had a chance where he was through on goal and he sort of skewed it wide. You might have saw the highlights, yeah. I don't know who it was that was... Someone got a last-ditch tackle. And then I think Mosquera and someone else... Gabriel. They were kind of fanning around in the box. And instead of just hoofing it, they just tapped it to... Who was it? Was it Hudson-Odoi? I can't remember who it was now, top of my head.
Yeah, it was Hudson-Odoi, yeah.
And Mosquera got a last-ditch tackle in, which was great, but it could have been different, do you know what I mean? And I just think those kind of...
it shouldn't have happened, really.
Those mistakes need to be completely eradicated out of our team, unless we could fall short. Do you know what I mean? Like Leicester City and Liverpool, and even probably Newcastle to that degree would probably punish us. And I just think they weren't as sharp, not as Forest. So it's comfortable, mature performance eventually. But
that Mosquera sort of mistake. I mean, since we just mentioned it, I think I feel like it comes down to him having his first start in place of Saliba. Which again added to the sort of what's going to happen in this match? It's got all the recipes there for it to be a disaster. But Mosquera stepped up, and I think that particular mistake, it just goes down to, like you said, match sharpness and sort of communication with another teammate. Because again, you're playing Mosquera instead of Saliba, and Gabriel next to him. Those guys have the chemistry. That's like we said before, we always link those two together as one because that's the way that they work, and for me that's brilliant. But obviously in Mosquera's case, it just it was one of those things like, oh crap, okay, I'll just step in and then clear it and just be safe anyway, even though it should have been safe from the beginning. But nothing to sort of worry, especially from a player who, like I said, that's his first start really. If it was Saliba who did that, then it's like, wait, what? I mean,
yeah.
Literally,
absolutely.
happy loss for words in that case.
To be fair, he was great throughout the match, Mosquera, as you well know. I just thought he was as much. I know Zubimendi's going to get all the plaudits for the 2 goals he scored, but it was
a team effort. It was a team effort.
The whole team, there was. I think all the new signings were pretty decent. To be fair, they were all pretty good, and I think a lot of people are, and I'll use that term, alluding to the factors that we didn't look like we dropped off with Saka out, Havertz out, Odegaard out, Saliba. We didn't actually have a drop off in quality. It was kind of wow, 2 teams, and this is what we were been wanting for so many years, and we finally got it.
I mean, yes, to a certain degree, but I will also say that, repeating what you said at the beginning of the podcast, that Nottingham Forest, they weren't at their best. They were lacking in many areas of the pitch, and it was clear that they had a new manager who didn't have enough time to train with them. So much. So even though, as much as I really love the performance and obviously the result, I just don't feel like it was the best version of Nottingham Forest to sort of be measured up against. But again, this is what we need. This is exactly what's needed. A bit of luck on our side to have a team, to face a team like Nottingham Forest. It could have just as easily been a Man City straight off the break and then boom.
Yeah, undoubtedly Forest will get better. We hope they do, though, in the game. When they play against Liverpool and the likes, we hope they do get better. They've got a good side. It's whether Angel changes tactics from when he was at Spurs. It's interesting anyway. I'm glad that they're out the way anyway because they can be a dangerous team.
Absolutely, absolutely. For sure. But again, I'm not taking anything away from the team. Like I'm not saying the first. No, they played fantastically well. And again, we're talking about Nottingham Forest, even though they had weaknesses, but they did threaten a couple of times.
Yeah.
So again, on another day, on a rainy day in Stoke, sort of thing, it could have gone another, a different direction. So really enjoyed that. But in terms of, right, I'll tell you what, we'll start with we've already started anyway. But let's discuss the lineups a little bit, because there was a lot. I think there's a bit to sort of talk about there, and like how it could affect in the upcoming weeks leading to the next international break. Obviously, Raya in goal. I mean, I thought, he was. That's standard. You're never going to see Kepa really in a Premier League match. I'll be very surprised.
No,
honestly, I would be. Then obviously, like the back line, you had Mascara instead of Saliba. Now, in terms of Saliba's injury, is there much sort of known about how long he may be out, or like how serious it may be? Because he was there, wasn't he? He was there with Saka.
He was
during the match. So,
I don't think it's serious. I think it's more like just a precaution. We're at home. It's not a massively important game. Mascara did all right against Liverpool. Let's not risk him. Whereas last season he probably would have risked him.
Absolutely.
And then probably he'd have been more damage for the remainder of the season. Who knows? But yeah, I don't think it's an issue that. I think keep Mascara in until it's a tricky game. I do think Saliba will return for the City game next week, personally. And I think Mascara will play in Bilbao. So, I think, like you say, defence kind of looks after itself, really.
Yeah, it's good to see that the squad building especially this transfer window, is going the right direction. Obviously, I'd love to see Ben White. I'm not actually sure. Is he still injured, Ben White, or was he on the bench?
Yeah. Listen, I just quickly, I just want to ask you a quick question. So obviously, the game was great. All the new signings, they shone basically, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Just a question with regard to the formation. Do you think Arteta will have to change his formation now that we've got all these signings, or do you think he will play the same and then the new signings will have to adapt to that? Or do you think Arteta might have learned and I think he's a bit more flexible and to try and adapt his style? Because don't get me wrong, we had the three players up front were new signings, weren't they? Eze, Gyökeres and Madueke. And I thought they did really well. So is that us adapting, or is it them fitting into our system? I don't know. What's your thoughts?
To be honest, after Odegaard was injured, the play changed a little bit as well.
I thought they did better.
Yeah, I agree. And the funny thing is, we said this a couple of matches ago when that happened, when the same thing happened when Nwaneri came on, everything changed. So I agree, and I think when Odegaard plays, we definitely play a certain way where he controls the ball, pass out to Saka, White, overload on the right, and so on. You know how it goes. Whereas this time, especially in this match, it was. I mean, I haven't got the stats right in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it was more based on the left-hand side than it was on the right-hand side. Like the majority of the attacks. Obviously, Madueke made a lot of runs. 100% he did, and he was very good. But I just feel like
I think the first 20 minutes. Sorry to interrupt there, Larry. The first 20 minutes, I think they put a stat on Sky, and it was 40% down the right and 8% down the left, I think, and then 30, something like that. So it was predominantly down the right initially, and then it seemed to switch when Odegaard went off. I don't know whether that's something that...
I don't want to say that that's exactly why it changed, but because going back to what I said, like, Odegaard, he plays a certain way where when he doesn't play, that's when Nwaneri comes on, but Nwaneri doesn't really seem to have the same role as Odegaard. He seems to be more of a free roamer, just to pull people away.
Yeah.
Again, when you got an Eze and a Madueke who can really run at defenders, and as we've seen in this match, that's what Nwaneri's role is. Whereas Odegaard is more involved. He'll get into the box and he'll want the ball outside and trying to shoot or trying to dink it in from the outside. So I think that there is something there. When Odegaard doesn't play, we have to kind of adapt to a different style, and it seemed that way this time because we played. Especially near the end, anyway, we played with a few more long balls. You know what I mean? Trying to release Eze, or he had the ball sort of down the left, and he's trying to make something from his own sort of skills, which he did a few times. He made a run down the byline, sort of thing. Beat a defender. So I think there was a bit more freedom after Odegaard was injured. It just seemed a bit more like, especially that second goal, the Gyökeres goal. It just seemed more like bam, 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 like Calafiori, Eze, Gyökeres, done. So I think for me, it was a very interesting performance, especially down the left, because it's something that we haven't seen in a long time. especially with Martinelli and Trossard. They've got their own playing styles, fair enough, it's worked for a while, but I just feel like with Eze, he is more direct, he's more threatening to defenders, he's stronger than Martinelli, and I feel like he's got a better footballing brain than Martinelli does. So I think that's what's making it work. And again, this match was the exact thing that I wanted to see from the new signings, and I feel like they did it.
Yeah, I think the second, obviously the Gyökeres goal, the Calafiori first time passing to Eze. Listen, you know we could sit here and watch it 100 times. If Martinelli was in Eze's position, he wouldn't have passed that ball straight away with his left foot. He would have cut inside and laid it to someone on the box.
Yeah, gone straight in. Absolutely,
got the ability and the knowledge to think, look, Gyökeres is in the box, first time ball, and it's a goal. You know as well as me, Headless Chicken would have not seen that pass. He would have pulled it down, right foot, and laid it to someone on the box. And I know when Martinelli came on, he was on the right, and I saw a few of his touches, and I just thought, look, it's the same old Martinelli, head down, Headless Chicken, kid in the schoolyard. I'm sorry, and I know we've got this. The depth is brilliant now, and obviously when you had the likes of Rice, Trossard, and Martinelli coming on, it's like, wow. They were our fucking stalwart. They were there every single game last season, and we were like, bloody hell, we're going to change it. We've got to come on. Or 15-year-old Max Darman, or 1 year, 18-year-old. It just, the depth now is amazing. Yeah. But please keep Martinelli and Trossard for subs, unless there's like an injury or we're playing in the Carabao Cup. But yeah,
and the more interesting thing is that we still have 3 more players who are injured who are part of that first 11. We've got Saka, Havertz, and Saliba to come back. So
and Jesus.
Look, and Jesus as well. And obviously, we know that you can probably get a couple of months out of Jesus before he gets injured again. So that's fair enough. But that's fine.
But he's better than Martinelli. I'd rather Jesus to come on rather than Martinelli. So
footballing brain. That's what it is. Exactly. It's footballing brain.
Imagine him and Eze would be fantastic.
It would be amazing. And again, even if Gyökeres doesn't play and Havertz plays up front, I still think Eze would be able to play exactly the same way and get the striker involved in exactly the same manner. You wouldn't get
Havertz where Gyökeres was, though. That's my argument. Would you?
I agree.
They're not a striker, are they?
No. I think Havertz would have been definitely a couple of feet back, to the point where he probably wouldn't have had a chance to grab that. So yeah, I agree. And this is exactly what Gyökeres was saying before, when he was like, just give me the ball. All I need is service, and he got the service, and there you go. He shut people up. He's shutting people up slowly but surely. He is doing it, and yeah, I think just to go back to the original question of adapting. Yeah, I think it is something that we are doing very well. Very well. Especially in this match, it seemed like we did it well. And the last what was it? Not the last match before, when Odegaard was injured and Nwaneri came on. Was that Leeds?
Yes.
So, and again, we adapted very well there as well, and I liked it. I really liked it. I don't think it's a stable first 11 to start with Nwaneri, but he is someone that you can definitely bring on and take Odegaard off, where you don't have to because. I don't know how strong Odegaard is. Is he going to be able to last a full season without getting injured? I mean, again, shoulder went again, but that was just a continuation from the first injury, So again, so it feels like we are adapting, and we have the players to do it as well, and more players to come back. So it's looking positive. It's looking positive. Even going back in hindsight now, like at the Liverpool match, it's not like Liverpool, and we said this. It's not like Liverpool were blitzing us in any aspect of the game. It just wasn't. It was one excellent goal, and that was the end of that. Like we were mad at the Liverpool match because we know you can do more. Like, why are you not doing this? And it wasn't because Liverpool were holding us back. No, it wasn't, because Liverpool were playing the same game we were. So again, it's in hindsight. I know, obviously, we were quite upset after that match. Like, fuck's sake, we did the same thing, and blah blah blah, and so on. But I just feel like it was probably the only match that we could have played against Liverpool at that moment in time. Do you know what I mean? Because we still had a lot of players who weren't up to scratch, still injured and so on. So again, it wasn't we had Marino in midfield, for God's sake. So that said it all. But that wasn't so much a negative way of playing. That was just like, okay, well, this is probably the safest way of playing. because any other way, Salah, shit, if Calafiori was were running up and trying to overlap and cross balls, for example, Salah's wide open. You can't do that. So again, I know I digressed into the Liverpool match, but it's just interesting to see like the way that we have sort of played two different matches, two different ways. Under different circumstances, of course, but it's good to see that even though, yes, it was 1-0, they won, blah, 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 but again, that was just one goal that didn't beat us to the goal. Do you know what I mean? Like, they didn't have any tactics that sort of broke us down. It was just one of those freak fucking goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, sorry, my actual point is that, it's just interesting to see that the different ways that we are sort of adapting and we're playing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe that's just the way I'm looking at it. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Could be.
No, I think you're right. My concern is that because we've got the three players up front, and obviously we've got Zubimendi, and we haven't got Trossard, we haven't got Martinelli, we haven't got Jesus, and we haven't got Havertz. My concern, although it worked yesterday, is that it takes too long for them to gel. And then if Saka comes back, is that going to change slightly? Because Madueke, Saka, they are pretty different. Madueke, great game yesterday. He has been, probably the standout performer, to be fair. Is Saka going to come in and upset the apple cart? That's my concern. I don't know about yourself. So, yeah, I mean, Eze, I think he should cement his place. I think he has got that place, whether it's best on the left or whether he should replace Odegaard. There's another sort of dilemma. I don't know about what your thoughts are on that. If Odegaard comes back, do you just keep Eze, Rice and Zubimendi in there? Gyökeres, you know what I mean?
See, this is the thing though, Stevie, because again, excellent points, but shouldn't it be where Arteta has the players now and he should be able to adapt? It's like, okay, you've got a starting 11, but if it's not working, change it up. Move Eze in the Odegaard position, put Martinelli on the left or the right or whatever it is. Again, there's many different options now that can be played, because the front three especially, they're very interchangeable in that front role, apart from Gyökeres, because again, he is literally just the guy right in the centre. But the other players, they are interchangeable in the way that they play. It's Rice, for example, when he's in midfield, he doesn't have to necessarily play on the left, he can play on the right as well. Do you know what I mean? So again, try different things, and that's the whole point of having squad depth. It's you're not married to one form of tactic. You've got different ways of playing now. Eze's not working in that Odegaard position. I'll tell you what worked. Put him on the left. Let's put one area in the centre there. Gyökeres, do what you need to do. Now he's got support.
This is where Arteta needs to earn his salary, really, doesn't he? Because he's got the players. They must practice it in training. They must practice different scenarios. Got it. If they don't, then fucking hell, he's not worth his 15 million a year salary. But you think about it, they've got Eze, Wanyeri, Dauman, Gyökeres. We've got a plethora of midfielders now that you should be able to switch up different systems if things aren't working. When you come up against a low block of Burnley's, Everton's and things like that, Fulham or whatever away. This is the time now that you've got these players. And you think, right, it's not going to work. They're going to set up for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the players around. If he does it, then we're never going to win anything. I'm happy at the moment because obviously we're second. But this is the tests lie ahead, don't they? Everyone's excited. We have got the squad, blah 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 blah. But like you say, as well as me that those tricky games around the corner. No more so than next week. But anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I think that's exactly what he needs to do now, and this is why we said we give him for us to. We give him to December, because that's what makes sense, and that's when he's going to get. That's when we're going to see what he can do or can't do. And again, if he's only just doing two tactics and it's not working in most of the matches, then he's not the guy for it. Yeah, there's no excuse. No, you wanted those players, you got the players. Now let's crack on. And again, fair play to him. He's gone out there. Like I said again, mentioned the Liverpool match. Apart from that, because it was just a freak goal. We've done all right. It hasn't been a bad start to the season. Nothing really too concerning, apart from maybe just the injury to Havertz and Saliba. Saka, Havertz and Saliba. Yeah, that's because Odegaard, like I said, that was just shoulder
weak as piss.
Yeah, exactly. Chicken wing over here. So just broke in the wind.
Yeah. Just going back to that. Obviously, I'm just going to interject there. Do you know we've obviously everyone's talking about our squad depth now, and it's a bit akin to I think it's a bit similar to the Man City squad of say 3 or 4 years ago when they won the treble, and they had a great team. And everyone was saying they've got 2 teams, haven't they? Basically, they had 2 teams, and 2 teams could have won the Premiership in that year. They got, when they pipped Liverpool. Do you obviously our squad now? Everyone's talking about our squad is like that, where we've got 2 teams. And in fairness, we probably have. But my only concern, and in that squad of Man Cities, they had a player called Kevin De Bruyne, right? Who in our team is that? Because I think, man for man, right, we have probably got the best squad, right, but we haven't got that Kevin De Bruyne, and I think he was, for 2 or 3 seasons, probably the best midfielder in world football, and he single-handedly brought them title after title, including the treble. And my concern is, and I don't know who you think, but who is that player that Arsenal have got
to that level,
that type of player in midfield? Who can score, who can pass. He's just fucking. I mean, he was amazing, wasn't he, for that season when they won the treble? But we haven't got anyone, have we? That's my concern.
Naturally, you'd say Odegaard, but
he's too weak.
I've seen Odegaard play. He's no Kevin De Bruyne, as much as I'd love him to be. He just isn't, and that's. Unfortunately, that's just fact, and we don't have that player. We could have that player in one area, for example, or in Eze at some point. I don't know. But right now, as we see the team, no, we don't have anyone.
We don't have that player, do we?
Not of that caliber. No, no. I
mean, dictates, doesn't he? He dictated.
Yeah. Like I said, you can put Odegaard in the conversation if you must, just because of the style of play in terms of you can see some passes and so on. But nowhere near at the caliber of KDB. De Bruyne was without a shadow of a doubt the best midfielder in the world for like a 5-6 year period. He was just brilliant, and for us we don't have that. We don't.
Szoboszlai is a kind of a decent example for Liverpool. He might grow into the Kevin De Bruyne, but we haven't got. My concern is we've got great players. Don't get me wrong, we've got great players in every position. It's that midfield person. You can't say Rice because he's completely different. Eze, he's a flair player. He's not going to get the game by the scruff of the neck and score up and pass. He'd be good, but not that level. I just can't see anyone, and that's my only fear. I don't know. Zubimendi's not. He's a decent, tidy player. Rice is a holding box-to-box kind of player, and Odegaard is just not strong enough, in my opinion, to do that. So that's my concern. And I know I shouldn't have a negative on the team, but I'm just trying to make comparisons to how good City were and how good we are now, because we've got the double team, but we just haven't got that midfield maestro. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think we discussed something similar a while ago about we don't have a player like we had with Sanchez, who would take the game by the scruff of his neck. And I think, again, he was probably the closest that we ever had to a KDB. And that was ages ago. That was a long time ago. So since then we just haven't had anyone like that where we can rely on, like even a Bruno Fernandes, for example.
I like Fernandes. He's a bit Odegaard kind of stature, isn't he? He's skinny, slight, but he's a bit better than Odegaard. He's a poor man's Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, he can. I think with Bruno Fernandes, if he wasn't crying and whining all the time, I think he's a good captain to get the team going again. Like shout at them and be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Whereas I don't feel like I see that with Odegaard. Or it feels like if Odegaard's going to say that to a player, he's going to be like, "Please and thank you," rather than you need to
the
fucking do this now.
We talked about before.
Exactly, yeah. Which is all well and good, with your wife, with your mum, with your in-laws and whatnot. But like on the football field, you need to be a monster, man. Like you need to be someone else. You know what I mean? Like even when you probably know yourself when you used to play 5-a-side, 6-a-side, 7-a-side, whatever it is. Like if you didn't see your team or a couple of players in your team doing well, what's the first thing you do? You fucking shout at them. Move to the left. Fuck's sake. Why is he running past you? Track back. Yeah, exactly. He just ran past you. What you doing? Oh, I've got him. Again, these are just elementary things. Like maybe for us, I don't know. Like we've never been to professional football training, but the very basics that we know, like, you know, in terms of moving into space. Like, perfect example is Garnacho, like in the Chelsea match. Did you see that? Like, it's like, dude, you didn't even care that your player was there. That was hilarious. It was hilarious to watch because you're a professional, right? You've had the best training in the world, and you still have the best training in the world, and you're not doing the very basics right. For us, like, you know, if you put us in that position, what's the first thing we're going to do? We're going to look to our left and be like, okay, there's a guy there. He's not going to run past me, right? Let's just put a hand out. Let's just feel where he is, rather than just, do whatever you need to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to give up. So again, it's I don't know. It's weird with these guys. But anyway, look. I think should we do some player ratings?
Go on then, fair away.
Actually, no, you know, before we go into player ratings, right? I did actually want to discuss the goals. All right, let's just talk about the goals real quick. Let's talk about the goals, right? Because, you know, that Zubimendi first goal was something else. Do you know what I mean?
Fantastic. 10 out of 10 for ability on that one.
Unreal strike. Got a bit lucky, you know, flicked off someone's hair.
Slight deflection.
A bit of a hair flick, whatever it was. You know what I mean? They had too much mousse on or something. And just slid past. Exactly. But it was just an incredible goal. And the thing is, I think you messaged. My dad messaged me, and I got like a notification from Google Sport or some shit going, "What a goal!" And I'm like, right, I haven't seen it. Right, I didn't watch it live. So, but yeah, watching that, I think I must have watched about 3-4 times just to see how clean that strike was. Just to cut it and slice it through. It was incredible to watch.
I think the beauty about those type of goals is, I mean, even VAR you can celebrate instantly, whereas sometimes when it's like a corner and it's a flick on and it's this and it's that, it's like, I can't celebrate it because it's either a push or something. Whereas that you can celebrate straight away, and I loved it.
Well, perfect example was Zubimendi's second goal. So the third goal overall, where, you know, he was in the mix, and you see it live, you go, oh wait. Who's he fouled? What's happened here? What toe? Which one of his toes was out of line? But, you know, so again, you don't celebrate, and even he sort of paused it a little bit, you know, arrested the celebration.
Absolutely. The Gyökeres, when you thought Eze was offside, it was like, it looks close. Is he offside? Exactly. Is he not?
So what you're saying is you need to score goals from the outside just to be 100% sure that you're not going to get VAR involvement.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed, if it's Arsenal and they're playing Man City in a final or something like that, guaranteed they will find something. Or Liverpool, of course. Find a blade of grass in the keeper's eye or something like that. Like, you don't have to zoom it in. But first goal, fantastic. Gyökeres, I was just so happy that he scored, to be honest. It was a brilliantly worked goal. It was very quick in terms of, you know, the
it was a nice one touch, wasn't it? Yeah.
Calafiori as a bang straight to Gyökeres and straight in, and again,
play to his strengths, isn't it? That's what you've got to do. You can't not play it. And look, I don't want to bring Man United, I don't want to bring Sesko into things and stuff like that, but
please do, because that guy was fucking terrible.
He was.
I watched that match. That was terrible. Anyway.
But do you think that? I think if Sesko was in our team and Gyökeres was in Man United's team, if you can't give him service,
true.
You know, put Sesko in Man City's team. You know, I know you can't. They're not completely the same, but he's not getting any service. He had one shot on target, and other than that, it was a bit like when Gyökeres played Man United. He hadn't touched it, did he? If you don't give someone service, they can't prove what. You can't show what they did. And with Gyökeres, I think when he hit the post, did you see that?
Yeah. Oh God. I mean, that was brilliant. Yeah.
He was desperate to score. Bless him. And I know he did score. First of all, but if that had gone in, I mean, he hit it so hard that Sells didn't have a chance, and it nearly took the
he would have broke his hand,
goalpost off, didn't it? I mean, it actually went out for a throw in, but it didn't bounce. I think it went straight out. But
literally, yeah.
You know, I wanted that to go in because that would have given him even more confidence, but. I feel sorry for Sesko. He looks like a complete fish out of water. I mean, it's great that Man United have got him because obviously they're shit.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So, but I'm just trying to say that Gyökeres, you know, if he was at Man United or someone that's a struggling team, then you don't know. I still think Gyökeres he's not 100% fit yet. I still think he runs like the Man United defender. What's he called?
Maguire.
Yeah. He says that. Yeah. I saw you see Maguire running when he was chasing someone back earlier. I thought it looks like Gyökeres.
I think it was chasing, wasn't it, Haaland? The last goal.
I thought, shit, that reminds me of
you could actually hear him. You could actually hear him making the noise.
I thought,
you making the noise is hilarious, honestly. But you're right. But I mean, you don't even have to look at you know, if Gyökeres was at Man United. You know, you look at Gyökeres when he didn't have service for us, like against Man United. You know, he was nowhere to be seen.
And I think some of his touches were they were a bit iffy today. Yesterday, sorry. There was a few 1-2s. There's a few misplaced passes, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, you better get your goal soon. And you know, he did. Which that's all we need from him. Just goals.
That's all I need from him. I don't need him to like flick his hair, none of that stuff. But so it was good to see him score that goal. But you're absolutely right. It's good, but at the same time, it's kind of playing into the whole narrative of but Gyökeres is only good against the lower teams, especially Portugal. No, I do not care. I don't care.
That's what we struggled against, didn't we?
That's
last
true.
season.
That's true. However,
go on. I know. Yeah, you want him to do against Liverpool, Man City.
Of course I do. However, though, you know, the good thing is that we have enough players in the team who can do that, who have proven to do that against the Cities and Liverpools, which is fantastic. So this is again plays into what we talked about just earlier about tactics, and you've got the players, so you can adapt your tactics now. You know, we've got Gyökeres playing against Nottingham Forest and fucking Fulham or whatever. I was going to say Bournemouth. Do you know what? All teams are decent. I was going to say they're all decent teams. Like who am I going to pick on? Aston Villa right now, right? Because they're garbage.
Aston Villa, West Ham,
West Ham. All these peeps. So again, play Gyökeres in these matches, but again, don't feel like you have to play Gyökeres for a whole 90 minutes against a Liverpool or against a City or against
don't risk
a Chelsea.
Injury. Yeah.
It's not even just the injury. It's just the fact like, well, you have the player in Havertz, for example, who can do that against the Chelsea and against the City. So play that guy. You know, change your tactics around that guy now. Okay, Gyökeres wasn't working. You tried him in the first half. Let's try something else now. So I think it's good that obviously, you know, we broke down Notts Forest. I mean, it's an Ange Postecoglou team, so there's nothing to break down. They already invited us in, really. So let's just, you know, be honest about that. But it was just good. It was good for him to get his goal, and hopefully that will add to his confidence to move on.
What's he got? 3 now? He's on 3, isn't he?
3 goals, 3 goals in 4 matches, 5 matches,
4, 3 and
4 matches, 4 matches, So 3 and 4 is not bad. But and like I said, I just love the play from Calafiori to Eze and Gyökeres. I think that got me more excited than the goal, because I feel like, you know, that's again what we got him for. So he did what he needed to do. But that play was fantastic because again, we are not used to seeing that from the left hand side, especially that quick. Just bang, 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 done. Yeah, right. That's it. And obviously, third goal from Zubimendi. You know, he got a header on it. Even the BBC commentator, was like, "It's a Martin Zubimendi header."
He's like 5 foot or something, isn't he? It's like, wow. Well, I think it's great. I loved it. I think it was a free kick, wasn't it? And it was Trossard's first touch, I believe, because it was, I think, Ranieri laid it off to Rice, and Rice was going to hit it first time, if I remember, and then he sort of thought better of it, controlled it, passed it to Trossard. It was his way. Trossard controlled it and then crossed it in. I thought, you know, they're good subs. Cross. It was nice. Yeah. It was a nice weighted cross. You know what I mean? And it was an assist, I suppose. And I mean, 5 foot whatever he is, and gets a header against. I know there was a couple of other players around. I don't know who jumped with him. Yeah,
it was Mascara.
Put him off.
He was onside as well, to be honest. Yeah, because it looked onside. You never know with fucking, like I said, toes and hairy toes and whatnot. So it was good that we had players in that position, and again that cross was just brilliant from Trossard. Absolute dink of a cross, just bang, parcelled. There you go, on your head. Yeah, perfect. Fantastic to see. And again, it's nice little link up plays, and this is what Arteta was asked right at the end. You know, you probably watched the post match conference on Match of the Day, and he said there's nice little link-ups with players or with certain players around the team, and you're just starting to see that. And again, I'm not saying that the Trossard to Zubimendi is going to be a thing, but you know, in a couple of matches out of 38, why not, right? It's a nice little link-up play. Oh, they're both playing. There you go. Cross it in. There's Zubimendi again. Whatever it is. I'm not saying it's going to be exactly the same, but so it is good to see, and the fact that we've got that many players in the squad now, it's good that, you know, we are getting different link-ups in the team. Like, you know, you get an Eze with Gyökeres, brilliant. You could even get a Calafiori with Eze. and then you get that sort of triangle. Marino did all right today. Again, not much to talk about Marino, but he did all right. He had a chance right at the beginning. He could have scored.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah.
It should have scored. But again, the thing is, think about it this way, right? He's not even a striker and he finds himself in these positions. It's like, dude, it's a natural to be a forward. But, maybe he just doesn't want the official pressure. Oh, no, I'm a goalkeeper, mate, by trade. So.
I was just hoping that missing and come back and haunt us kind of thing, but
it was close though. It was very close. Yeah, like you mentioned, a couple of chances. Chris Wood, obviously, straight off his chest.
Yeah.
What a brilliant save by Raya, by the way. Again, you can't even fault Raya there because where else was he meant to be? He was where he needed to be. But Chris Wood it was a bit too clever. Off the chest, bang, fingertip save. It was fantastic to watch. Just a great save by Raya, but yeah, that Zubimendi third goal, good to see. It's like another feather in our cap, in a sense. You know what I mean? Another bit of Arsenal for us to move forward.
Gyökeres scored, Zubimendi scored, Mosquera had a great game. Madueke had a great game. Eze set up the goal, so it was a good all-round performance. I thought, to be fair, from everyone, I was really impressed. But if you want, did you say you want to do scores, or
we'll do some player ratings real quick.
Okay.
We'll blast through this because again, everyone had a decent game. But just a quick touch up. I will say this though, even though I could have just waited for the player ratings, but I'm going to say it now anyway, because I've got it right here. It's right in front of me. Madueke, by the way, I thought he had a brilliant game, and I again said this in the Liverpool match, I believe, where he just didn't feel like we missed Saka too much. It felt like Madueke could do what Saka could do, run at players. He could run to the byline because that's the way he's inclined. Doesn't have to just cut in on the inside. And again, he did that to perfection today. Obviously, that Moreto guy, he hadn't played in a while or whatever it is. He got smoked like
he wasn't a left back, to be fair. In his defence, was he? He's more of a centre back, but still,
he had no defence. Like no pun intended. He had absolutely no defence. So do you know what I mean? He was terrible. But again, I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that's the only reason. No, Madueke has the initiative to do that, and we saw that in Madueke when he played for Chelsea as well. But sometimes it was frustrating because, like, dude, why did you just pass the ball? Just pass it 2 yards before you make that run. So, and again, you can still see that in his game now because there was a couple of chances where he did take it too far to the byline and cut it across where he could have done it earlier. Yeah. But hopefully that's something that, he could switch on and be like, I could see the player. So, yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. That chance that you mentioned with Gyökeres hit the post, it was very good movement from Madueke as well. Held the ball for a bit, waited for the run around. It was beautiful to see. Yeah. Again, another link.
I don't know, and again, I don't think Saka would have done that. I think Saka would have actually gone for the shot, and then gone for it blocked. It would probably got blocked, and we've said that on numerous occasions. When it's very tight, Saka does the wrong thing. He shoots when he should pass. Whereas Madueke has slightly better intelligence. So hopefully, it's all signs are good on that respect.
After what, like 3 weeks or 4 weeks since whenever Madueke was signed and sort of started training with us, to have this level of understanding with your main striker, for example, and other players in the team, of course, because it wasn't just them three, but to have that level of understanding, it sort of fills me with confidence that yes, Madueke could be a good player, but if he's getting his chance now, and I feel like you said with Saka, when he comes back, is he going to ruffle some feathers? And I don't mean like attitude-wise. Obviously, we're meaning performance-wise and the way that we link up. I hope not. They have a very similar style. It's just some movements from Madueke today kind of made me think, do you know what? All right. I was wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
we were all wrong. We were all wrong, weren't we?
It's not even like wrong because, it's like we weren't the guys who started a petition. You know what I mean? But again, we were basing our opinion from what we've seen and from what we've needed. And again, this is a perfect example of why everything that we talk about in this podcast and other podcasts that talk about this that are not related to Arsenal, like, to Arsenal Football Club, it's just speculation. We don't know what happens. We can watch all the compilations in the world, right? And in absolutely none of the circumstances, you or I would have picked Madueke for a player to sign.
No.
You could look at that Chelsea team, right? You can look at that Chelsea team, and Madueke would never be on the list for you, on the short list for you to buy. No. Right? So again, it's a perfect example of that we, unfortunately, have absolutely no fucking idea.
I think
right?
that, yeah,
it's all speculation, and we say this in our podcast. It's all speculation. We don't fucking know. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we don't have that sort of connection. But yeah, so perfect example. I feel like
you're right, and we're not privy to all this who's signing and why they're signing. I think the way it was done before Gyökeres and before Eze, I think if it had done it the way around, where we'd got Gyökeres first and then we'd got Madueke, there wouldn't have been the hoo-ha. It's the issue of the fact is, fucking hell, why are we buying a winger? We've got too many wingers. We need a striker. Everyone knows we need a striker. It might have just been the fact that it was delayed with the Gyökeres scenario. It was a bit of a fuck up, but I don't think they would have, in an ideal world, done it that way. I think it was just down to the fact is that Gyökeres had that issue with Sporting and Madueke was available, and that's why we did it personally. Because he's a great player, but we doubted him, but we're not now.
Exactly, and that's the thing, and it's it's funny because we've talked about exactly this sort of situation beforehand, and here it is. It presented itself to us. Like in terms of transfers, we don't know why people buy who they buy. Like the clubs, We questioned Havertz, but now we understand because Havertz knows how to play that game that Arteta wants to play. And fair dues, Arteta knows exactly the player. And it didn't feel like, with the Havertz thing, it didn't feel like it came out of nowhere. It felt like a proper
plan,
thought out signing, like a research signing. It's like, Havertz is the guy for us. Let's fucking splash it out. I'm guessing they're the same with Madueke. It's like, do you know what? We need a Saka sort of replacement, but no one to sort of threaten Saka's place. Madueke can do that, can run at defenders, and if he has support around him, I think he'll do better. And I want him to flourish, right? I want him to do very, very well for us. But again, that whole situation with Madueke at the beginning was just based on from what we've seen before. But again, we were not the guys to start sign petitions to not bring him in, because that's just outrageous, right? That's just crazy stuff. But from normal sporting experience, he didn't seem like the right guy, but there you go. We're all wrong, right? I just wanted to bring that up with Madueke. I'll tell you what, we'll do some quick player ratings. We'll do the same thing as last time, with the whole flash scores and
I didn't get the Sky Sports one this week, but we'll just go on the flash scores and then obviously whatever we thought. So hold on. I'm going to sit. You're right. Initially, I just thought it hit the crossbar, but when you look at it closely, I've seen it a few times now. It was a fingertip save.
It was.
That was going in, and hats off to Raya. I'm not as great as a fan, but hats off to him.
Yeah,
he did a fucking fabulous job, and that kept us. It was 1-0 at the time, I think, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, it was.
1-1. I mean, it wasn't really it just hit Wood, didn't it? And it was a deflected shot, and he just went like that.
He sort of chested it. Yeah, sort of directed his chest towards.
Did he? So, but Raya didn't do anything else. He did a couple of decent saves. 7.6 for me.
7.6. Wow, that's actually a lot more generous than these guys have been. These guys are giving 6.8.
Yeah,
6.8. That's crazy, right?
For a world-class save, he's got to be in the sevens to me.
Yeah, and
we've spoke about it.
I agree. I think the fact that he didn't have much to do, I'm just going to go with a straight up 7 because that save just automatically takes him there.
Yes.
Right. I'll tell you what. We'll start with Calafiori rather than Timber. What do you think?
So obviously. He didn't really play as... he was all over again. I must admit, at some point he was playing right wing, centre forward, left wing, the lot, midfield. He did play all over the park, right? And yes, he did set Eze on the way for the cross for the Gyökeres goal. He was caught out a couple of times.
He was.
I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
And now again...
And he struggled to run as well, by the way.
Yes.
He was running in treacle. Yeah, I saw that.
Absolutely. And my concern is against Doku, against Savino, against... Man City, I just think that might be an issue. I hope Nkapia gets the nod. I hope he plays Tuesday, and I hope he gets the nod. But I can't see it. I think Arteta's going to sit with Calafiori. So he did okay. He wasn't as great as he was the week before, but he did all right. So 6.5 for me.
Yeah, these guys are giving him 6.9. I'm happy with the 6.5, to be honest. I don't think it was his best game. There was definitely a couple of moments where it's like, dude, you need to not do what you're doing.
Cement.
You need to just be part of the back three or something like that and not move from the halfway fucking line because you are getting caught out, my friend. But yeah, definitely not his best game. No. And I know, obviously, I've been a big fan of his, especially at the beginning of the season. So nothing concerning. It's just one of those things. It is what it is. He had support around him, enough support. So, Gabriel, what are we saying?
Same, 6.5. I don't remember any sort of goal-saving tackle. I had a few passes.
There was that moment against who was it? Hudson-Odoi, I think, where he just sort of barged him out the way right at the right in our box.
Yeah. That was one instant where he sort of marshaled the ball out and it didn't stop the shot, I think. But he didn't. I think he got fouled a few times. He's slightly better than Calafiori, but not much.
Yeah. I think I'd be happy with the 7, to be honest. And again, nothing like he did anything wrong. It's just it wasn't really called on, and whenever he was called on, he made that one mistake in the box, obviously, like, when Mosquera cleared out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just straight up 7.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing too spectacular.
Nothing flash, yeah.
Mosquera, I feel like probably a 7.5. I thought he had a bit of a better game, a bit more livelier. Just the way that it seemed, and the fact that he slotted in for Saliba from the start as well. I think he probably merits a 7.5. I'm going to say that. And again, he could have had that goal right at the end if Zubamendi's fucking tiny little head didn't get in there. So he found himself some good positions, right, for a 7.5. That's all right. That's all right.
I think that's a bit cautious, conservative. No, conservative. Okay. I think personally, I thought Mosquera was top 3 for the man of the match. I'm going to give him a 7.8 because I thought he controlled it, and I thought he didn't look like a fish out of water. I thought
absolutely not.
He was, as much as he does look, he gives that like air of like a bit anxious, a bit like you're on speed kind of thing. He's a bit jittery, isn't he? But he didn't do anything wrong really, apart from that chance. But he rectified, he redeemed himself, and he tackled Hudson-Odoi. I think he was 7.8 easy. Just how he passed it, controlled it, tackled, didn't fluster. He was great.
That's fair. No. I agree. Again, because you watched the full match, like and plus obviously the highlights. I watched the majority of it, but not to the point where
he was really good.
But 7.5 they gave him here.
I think slightly better, but 7.8, never mind. Go on.
7.8, yeah. Your boy Timber, he's...
I'm going down.
Oh, okay.
Yelling Timber. Timber. He didn't really... Do you know... He didn't really have to do much defending, to be fair. I thought he just did a bit in midfield, a bit on the wing. He didn't do anything spectacular, whereas he played really well against Liverpool. He played really well against Leeds. I just think that he didn't do anything spectacular, and I'm going to give him a solid 7.
Yeah, actually, I was going to go with the same thing. I was going to go with a 7.2, but 7 seems about right, to be honest.
Yeah.
Again, nothing on his performance, just wasn't called upon as much to make an impact. Right, okay, so Odegaard obviously he played majority of the first half.
17 minutes, 18 minutes or something, wasn't it? He come off.
Oh, was it that early?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought it was later than that. Right, okay, so it's probably not fair. He had a couple of crosses in there. Yeah, that sounds about right. And Nwaneri came on. So Nwaneri, he
did all right. He didn't do anything flash. He didn't do anything wrong. He was steady away. He probably would have done what Odegaard did, and I'll probably give him a 6.6 or something like that. I don't think he was anything amazing.
That's exactly what they've given him as well, 6.6. Wow. That's fair. I think I was just going to say 6.5. Just
he holds things together quite well. He's very, very, very neat on the ball. Like, and his control's excellent. He never loses the ball. If the ball comes into him, he's fucking... I feel so confident that he's not going to lose the ball, or it's going to bounce off him and fly off to another player. His ball control's excellent. So great player to come in for Odegaard.
I think, I was just going to say, like, for that role, this is why we play a bit differently when he's on the ball, because he can do a different job than what Odegaard can do, and sometimes he just catches teams out, and they can't handle it. They can't handle all the movement around Nwaneri rather than him himself. So yeah, I think for Nwaneri,
did you
6.5 easily?
Yeah, did you? I don't know if you saw when Nwaneri come on. Did you see? I don't know if it was who's the midfielder that had a good game for England, plays for Forest. What's he called?
Oh. Wharton? No, it's not Wharton, is it?
He played for England. He had a really good game against Serbia. I can't remember his name. But anyway, he was chasing Nwaneri across the pitch at one point, and he couldn't get the ball of him. And that was the guy who was virtually man of the match for England against Serbia. And I thought, yeah, that shows the confidence in his ability. He didn't pass it; he just ran across the pitch and he was shielding it. He could have laid it off, and eventually he did. He did a couple of turns, and I thought that's a sign of confidence. And I like that. I don't like someone who just thinks they've got a hot potato in the hand or the feet or whatever, who just want rid of the ball straight away. I think Nwaneri is showing a lot more maturity now, and a great sort of person to come in as opposed to Odegaard.
Yeah, I agree. And
wow, that's loud.
Sorry, what was?
Are you shouting?
Am I shouting?
You scared me then.
Oh, am I shouting? Sorry, was that too loud?
That's why I lost my train of thought for a minute. He went, yeah.
Wow, no, I didn't even say it. Did I say it? Okay, yeah, that's a bit loud. That hold on, let me just turn that down. When did that become loud? Wow, that was weird. Did I just turn it on or something? Like, what's going on? Signal. Right. Anyway, right. Yeah. Okay. Let me just move back a little bit before I blast your ears off. Okay. What was I saying? No, I definitely lost my train of thought.
We just moved on off Nwaneri. Just how he's a good debutant for Odegaard.
Yeah, definitely. Zubimendi next. These guys have given him an 8.3. I think a 9 should probably suffice, to be honest.
No, he didn't. Other than the goals, he didn't really do anything. To be fair, people say, "Oh yeah, he dictates games and stuff like that." I didn't see he wasn't on the ball much. I was watching him specifically on one of the someone posted something on YouTube. It was a weird angle, and it was just and it was focusing on Zubimendi a few of the times, and I was watching him, and he was asking for the ball quite a lot. But to me, his goal was great. That first goal, it was up there, 9, 10 out of 10. But his overall game was just an average. It was an average performance, workmanlike, nothing spectacular. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. We've said it before, where. Zubimendi, it's good that the fact that you don't actually hear him and don't see him. But I just thought it was all right. I wouldn't say 8.3. I would probably just say like an 8. He's probably slightly better than Mosquera, but not a 8.59. I think just a decent performance.
That's fair. I think I'm just probably getting carried away with the goals, to be honest. But he's.
Sorry. No, you.
No, I was going to say with Zubimendi, you're right. He's just one of those. He's like a ghost-ish player where you just don't see him, but he gets the job done. So, Cement Boots, as otherwise known as Mikel Merino, for people out there. Again, nothing too spectacular from him. Just kept it going. Like, he was again solid-ish in defence. In midfield. Nothing really to write home about. So probably like a 6.5. From me,
exactly.
What I was going to say. Yeah, that's like the. Yeah, that's.
He's not a starter average for me. I know we've said it before. I know he gets goals he got goals for Spain, but completely different international football compared to the hustle and bustle and the pace of the Premiership. I don't think he's ready for the Premiership. I think he's ideal for probably European games where it's a lot slower, and possibly cup games domestically. I don't think he's at that level. Personally, that's me. I think that you need someone technically quicker, agile, as opposed to someone like him. He's okay if you're 3-0 up, personally. He's like a Havertz luxury type player. But he did all right, and then 6.5 is probably just, his number.
Yeah, literally, yeah, it should be his number. And then we move on to Madueke.
I'm going to give him a 9. And that's just the fact that he was. I think he got all the stats were saying that he had the most dribbles, the most shots, the most take-ons, the most setups and stuff like that. But what I saw of him, I just think that he's a breath of fresh air. The difference between probably us winning and not winning, really, the way that, you know, he was very direct. He wasn't afraid to take players on, unlike sometimes Saka is. You think he's going to come back. You know, he's quicker than Saka as well, I think, and a bit more of a footballing brain. As a, you know, there was a few times I think he looked to shoot and he didn't. He feigned to shoot and he passed it, or he went past a player when he went to the bar line, and then he completely dummied that defender. I think he was going to pass it with his right, but he didn't, and they all went one way. And I just thought, that's what I want to see, someone that's got a bit about them. I don't know if you remember a player called Peter Beagrie. He wasn't a fucking household name, but he was a very, very, very tricky winger. A bit like in the Trossard mould, where you would go to shoot and the whole team would go one way and he'd sort of come back on the other side and he'd get past a player that way. He wasn't fast or anything, but he had intelligence. He was great footballing brain, and he'd set a load of goals up just through his intelligence. Madueke, I think he's a bit like that, but he's got the speed as well. So I'm really excited, and that's why I'm giving him a 9, because well done.
That's fair, and that's a very high applauded. Would you say for you he was maybe your man of the match?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes.
I was going to go, to be honest, I was going to say Madueke or Eze, but I think Madueke, just from what you've said and from what I watched during the highlights, I thought it was just very lively. He made things happen. And again, just a different style to Saka. I know that sounds a bit contradicting to what I said earlier about him and Saka being quite similar, but it's a different style of play from Madueke. Like you said, he's just very direct. Even in the press conference, in the interview afterwards, he said the same thing, didn't he? He said, that's just the way I know how to play. And do you know what? That's fine, because that's why Arteta brought him in, whereas he didn't bring him in to make him, you are going to be the Saka mold and you are going to... No. Just do what you do, and this is what I wanted to see, and this is what we were afraid of at the beginning of the season. After the transfer window closed, okay, he's got all these players now, but is it going to be his way, or is he going to let them freely play? And I think today it was probably an occasion where he let them freely play, and I think the front three just took it upon themselves just to be excellent. But yeah, and sorry, with Madueke. Yeah, man of the match, easily a 9, because again, just the only thing he didn't do was score, and that's a bit of a shame. But there you go, he helped out the team, and he could have got a second goal for Gyökeres. Second goal.
Second goal, what did they give him, flash scores?
So they gave him an 8, which I feel is a bit harsh.
So who got more?
Zubimendi 8.3. Yeah.
Wow.
He got an 8.3. But yeah, I think Madueke was probably more of an impact in the match, but obviously Zubimendi just sealed the victory, really.
You can't deny that.
Yeah, fair point. I don't care if he had like you said, a ghost game. If he's scoring 2 goals, I can see him. I can see him. All right, so he's not going to John Cena me. Gyökeres.
Oh, is it? Oh, do you want to do it?
Okay, so sorry, I keep looking at the sort of front line. You're right.
So what I saw of him, I think he was suffering from a bit of confidence crisis, just purely on the fact that he didn't play for England. He was dropped, wasn't he? Because I think he had a bit of a shit game against Andorra. Sorry. He grew into the game for me. He offers so much more than Martinelli. He's, like we said before, he's very strong. He's ultimate control. His control's perfect. I just wish, I don't think that's his best position on the left, but for what he did, and he obviously set the Gyökeres goal up, for me, that's all we need from him. If he can set goals up and he can control, and he's not going to give the ball away like a headless chicken, then I'm absolutely made up, mate. And he's not an 8. I'd probably give him a 7.8, just purely on the fact that he set the goal up for Jock. But yeah, well impressed. Well impressed, mate. Yourself? Can't hear you.
Oh, Rocky. So what I was saying was some of the runs that he made, coupled in with the assist for Gyökeres, I think for me he was definitely an 8 or an 8.5.
Really?
Because But look, it was maybe I'm being way too generous because of the fact that I'm just excited that the left hand side is working now. You know what I mean? So that's probably why. But yeah, he maybe didn't have an 8.5 match, but the way that his presence on the pitch, it made it seem like an 8.5 match. There you go. There's my excuse, and that's what I'm going to stick with. All right,
absolutely.
Changing my mind. But yeah. 100% something different on Martinelli. Just everything that he does. He can go to the byline, he can cut inside, he can cross the ball, he can find a pass. All of it, head up, looking, thinking about what's going to happen next. Just brilliant player. And I'm so glad that we just finalised it.
Yeah,
so glad. So
absolutely.
Yeah, that was brilliant from Eze. And like I said, for me, it would probably either him or Madueke for man of the match. But Madueke is a totally acceptable answer because I thought he had a great game. Finally, Gyökeres. What are we saying?
Ooh. I don't want to be too harsh on him. He scored a goal. He hit the post. He gives the ball away a few times. He still looks a bit rusty, a bit flat, a bit overweight. He's still not 100% yet. I think he's still a couple of games away from actually seeing the best of him. But I do obviously want us to try and play to his strength. So 7.1.
That's fair. That's fair. These guys have given him a 7.5. I was just going to tend to agree with the 7.5 to be honest, because he scored a goal, and I think that's an automatic 7. The 0.5. Do you know what? I'll take it away. Fuck it. 7. Fuck this guy. Who's he think he is, huh? 7.5 for me.
Who does he think he is, the York?
He doesn't deserve that name just yet, all right? When he's good, he can become the York.
Do you remember that player called the Yak?
York.
Was it Yakubu?
Borough player.
A Borough player. Yakubu. No, that was it Yakubu? No, Yakubu.
Yeah. Yakubu was a Borough player.
Are you sure? Played for Leeds, Yakubu.
He played for Leeds after Borough, I think. Hold on a second. What are you talking about?
Yakubu was fucking. He was a fucking big black Nigerian.
Yeah.
With like legs like the size of a house.
Yeah.
He was absolutely awesome. But the Yak. They used to call him the Yak, didn't they? Was it him?
The Yak. Hold on. Yakubu. Wait, why do I think he played for Borough? I'm sure he played for Borough.
Yeah. Did he?
No. He has since appeared in 250 Premier League matches for Portsmouth, Middlesbrough, Everton, and Blackburn. Boy,
boom!
Yeah, the Yak, the big guy. Yeah, of course. Hold on, let me just show you a picture, just so you know, right?
Yeah, he looks like a fat Pepe.
Brilliant. So he played for.
Was it the Yak? Yeah, Yakubu was him, but no.
The Yak.
Who was the guy that used to?
The Yak. Look,
I know. Yeah.
It says it on Wikipedia. The Yak.
He is the Yak.
So the Yak, obviously the ox, isn't it? It's an ox, right? Okay, that's what it is. Okay, all right, whatever. That's what it is. It's an ox. I think you find him in Mongolia. I'm pretty sure you do.
The one I'm thinking of was Tony Yeboah. That's the one. Tony Yeboah for Leeds.
I remember him.
He scored that absolutely tremendous goal against Liverpool. It came out, he volleyed it, and it went off the bar. Oh, awesome! They always look better off the bar, don't they?
They do.
Tony Yeboah, he's tremendous.
So he's definitely not the Yak then.
No, right, okay. The York. Anyway, but the York.
I think that should be his chant, really. You know, do you ever watch wrestling before?
No.
There's a guy called Daniel Bryan, right? And basically his whole gimmick, or used to be gimmick, was yes. Basically, 2 fingers, yes, doing this, right? Which, again, the whole crowd used to get involved. It was pretty cool. We should do the same with the York. Every time he scores, like, just York. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and Eze reminded him to do that, by the way. Guy needs to. Yeah, Eze was like.
I wondered why it took a bit of a. It was a delay, wasn't it? Also, you just went like, oh. I thought that's not normal, but I don't know. Maybe
it was Eze who reminded him because the guy, because he forgot to do it. It's like, dude, I know you're excited, but come on, that's why this is what we yeah, come Come on, grown men doing that shit. You got 50-year-old men doing this shit. It's like, what the fuck? All we're missing is some fucking face paint.
He needs to get a Batman mask, doesn't he? What isn't it? What
Brilliant,
someone else has
isn't it?
started to do it. Hasn't like a runner started to do it, and it means something. I can't remember what this
I
guy
thought it
was
was
saying.
Bane, wasn't it? It was. I think Jokeres does it because of Bane, the Batman character.
I don't know.
But there you go. That's a funny Halloween costume, right? So you dress like sort of like Bane,
Yak.
right? Face paint, and then when you bring your hands together, that's the mask. Do you know what I mean? That's the mask painted on. Anyway, we're gonna let's move past that. Yeah, all right, so the Yok, I love it. And what did we decide on the Yok?
I'll give him 7.1 because he's
7.1, right? I'm going with
still
the 7.
overweight.
Yeah, he needs to sort his fucking weight out. Come on, mate. Fucking whatever it is. And anyone else who came on? To be honest, no real.
Trossard, I think Trossard did all right because he set the ball up. He set the goal up, didn't he? He did okay. I mean, he didn't do anything else other than that. Martinelli was shit. Who else came on? Rice, shit.
Rice, Lewis Skelly
Shit.
came on as well.
All the ones who came in I thought were pretty average, apart from Trossard who set the goal up.
So, hold on, when did they actually
But the
come
game
on
was won, to be fair, so...
Yeah, so that was 68th minute when the first change was made, Calafiori for Lewis Skelly, and then Rice for Jokeres. So who went up front? Eze?
Do you know
Wait.
what? I didn't see anyone up front. Probably
Oh, it was just
Marino.
like it was just, of course. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Marino stayed on the full match, so yeah, that actually makes sense. I'm surprised he didn't score, really. You know what I mean? But, right, okay, cool. Honestly, as overall, I'm just glad that Nottingham Forest is out the way.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame that Man City, just absolutely trashed Man United today. It could have been so much worse. It really could have, because Man United was just terrible. But unfortunately, those guys are back. It looks like they're back up and running. Our rivals, they won, even though it was nearly a whole match just absolute crap. And then I turned it off and I turned it back on again. It was 3-0. I thought, what the hell is happening here? Was it 3-0?
Yeah.
3-0, yeah. And a red card for West Ham, obviously. And has Graham Potter, has he been sacked yet, by the way? I'm pretty sure.
I hope they don't sack him until we play, because we play them pretty soon, don't we?
Oh, God, yeah.
We play them in a couple of games, so I hope they don't. I hope. Moyes, he's at Everton.
So what? We need you, David.
No, do you know who I think is going to get the Man United job?
Go on, hit me with it.
Southgate.
That's crazy. That
Why?
is insane, right? Because I just don't think Southgate is the right guy to lead United.
He isn't.
What?
He's the right man to steady the ship. They will play piss boring football, but they won't lose.
I mean,
He'll just organise them really well, won't he?
Well, I can see that, yeah, but like again, he's going to rely all of his tactics on Harry Maguire. So
Exactly. He'll bring Rashford back from Barcelona. Excuse you.
no, just leave Rashford. Yeah, thank you. Leave Rashford alone. Just let him out there. Let him crack on. Don't get him involved in this absolute garbage of a team that's happening right now. But I mean that's okay. Bring
That's a good
Southgate
shout, yeah. I think it is.
Bring him on.
Yeah.
Big shit. The guy's boring, so let's just all right. Let's just beat United again. Come on. He's. I just don't really rate him as a manager, to be honest with you.
I don't. I hate
as an
him.
England coach. I never liked him once.
No.
And who else? What else won today? The other day. So standings: Liverpool, Arsenal,
Spuds.
Tottenham, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, really
fourth.
good. Really good.
Bournemouth are fourth, and
Yes.
I love it. I love Iraola as well. And
Yeah, I want him as a manager.
Yeah, if Arteta gets sacked in December, Iraola is the guy to
He's
go
the
and
one.
get. So
Yes.
go get him. Chelsea.
Yeah.
I watched Chelsea. Obviously, I'm glad. I celebrated when
Carvalho scored. Yeah,
when they scored and equalised, which was fantastic. But and Man City, like we said, Man City just absolutely trounced them. But they are 8th at the moment, so
The beauty about the game at the weekend is, yes, we do play them. They play Napoli on Thursday, so we've got to have 2 days longer rest than them. I know it means nothing at this early stage.
Yeah.
We play Tuesday, don't we? They play Thursday, then we play Sunday. Now, I don't think Man City are anywhere near as good as what they have been in the last sort of few years. I just think they played a really shitty Man United team.
Yeah, I agree.
If they played someone better, I think Man City would have got beat. Brighton have beat them. Who else have beat them? Tottenham beat them. It's probably, as much as it sounds shit, I can actually see Haaland scoring against us and doing the Gyökeres celebration.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Can you?
See that. And then Lewis Skelly coming on and scoring, and then he's doing the Haaland celebration.
Do you know that I would not watch football again if Haaland scores and does that, because he's going to get his own back on Skelly, isn't he?
I know, but what's Gyökeres going to do with it, for God's sake? Do you know what I mean? You're right, though. You're right. He probably will do it.
He would.
Yeah. And we're playing at the Etihad, are we?
No, it's our place.
Oh, all right. Well,
but we beat them 5-0 last year. Was it 5-0, 5-1? I can't remember.
5-1, wasn't it? Yeah, 5-1.
Haaland scored, yeah.
Was that Haaland or Stones? Pretty sure it was Stones, but anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Is Stones still playing for them? I don't know.
No, yeah. He's injured.
So look, great end of the week, and
we're second, aren't we?
We're second right now. Obviously 9 points, conceded 1 goal and scored 9. So we're doing well. And like we said, Liverpool just keep getting lucky and getting.
It'll run out. It has to.
It has to run out. It really does, because I am bored of it now. I honestly just done with Liverpool doing this type of shit. Honestly, I really am.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, bless you. Of course.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want the rustling of the paper to be involved in this. You don't belong here.
No. Is it COVID?
No. I think it was like fucking hay fever or something. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't feel anything else. You know what I mean? There's nothing else going on. It's just a blocked nose really running. But anyway, hopefully it's nothing too serious. I'm trying to stay away from the wife as well. So,
yes.
Not because of the cold, just in general, really.
I'm
trying to make it a general rule.
Stay away from the wife.
Come on now. But yeah, look. Is there anything else you want to bring up, by the way, that's happened in the week?
No, I think. No, obviously the games are now coming, as stupid as it sounds, thick and fast. We've got Tuesday, Sunday, then we've got the Carabao Cup against Port Vale, isn't it, away, and then we go to Newcastle, and I think the final game before there's another international break, isn't it, in October? I think it's Fulham away, and then West Ham at home, I think, and then it's the international break. So we know that those six initial games that we've said about. Look, we've lost 1, won 3. It's the City.
Look, sorry. Yeah. Let's just put that into context, all right? Like, yes, we lost 1 to Liverpool.
We did say we were going to lose that, didn't we? We both agreed that.
And like we said, they are the current champions. They've had the team together for a long time. Yes, they've had some additions, but again, it was just something that it was a free goal that beat us. It wasn't anything to do with our bad performance or anything. So
no.
There is context to it, but of course I understand that people are going to see the scoreline and that's it. Right, that's what's going to matter at the end. So I understand that, but yeah, there is context to everything that we've been discussing and why we're second and not first in this particular moment.
Yeah, I think it's worrying that, if City do come to town and we get beat, it's not the end of the world, but it would just knock our confidence massively, and they would then go level on points with us. We'd probably still be above them, just purely on probably goals. I don't think we're going to lose like 4 or 5-0. If anything, we might lose 2-1 or 1-0 or something.
I'd be surprised.
Like that.
Yeah, I'd be surprised for sure.
And then, we go to the fucking the home of the Geordies, where we've never really done that well, and they've got the new signings. They've just scored, and a bit worrying really. I think if we can beat City, I don't really care what happens at Newcastle. I don't get beat, because I think City's probably the hardest game that we're going to play till Christmas, I think.
And it's at home as well, so we should be aiming to win that rather than going with a negative mindset like we did against Liverpool.
I mean, the confidence is high, don't get me wrong. We've played Forest, albeit a kind of a in turmoil Forest. I think we can go to athletic Bilbao and probably beat them. I know the atmosphere is probably going to be completely different, but I think with the confidence throughout the team now, and there's obviously the likes of Zubimendi, Marino, that have got probably connections in still in Spain and know how to play these teams. I think we should be able to beat them. I don't think Williams is going to be fit. I know it'll be tricky, because obviously Champions League teams are, they're not no mugs, are they? But I do think we can beat them. Confidence, but I just think that you better turn your sound on.
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to let you finish anyway, but I can see that as well. In terms of Bilbao, but it's just we should have enough players to, again, when it comes to like a Carabao Cup, for example. I think it was Port Vale you said, didn't it? So we should have enough players to.
Yes.
To sort
play
of
the kids,
Yeah,
effectively.
No, well, no, I don't mean play the kids as in all the team kids. You know, you need to have some senior players in there, but we have enough senior players to dot around younger players. You know,
Yes.
in the hope to win, especially like the Port Vales and the fucking Portsmouths or whatever it is that we're going to play against. And then obviously the later stages, that's when you can have your better players coming through. And I've never been of the idea where it's like, oh well, you know, the younger players, they got us all the way here, so it's only fair to play them. I don't care. Like, if they got us here, brilliant. We've got other players to finish off.
You need to win it, yeah.
Absolutely. So that's the good thing now, where even a Carabao Cup, we could potentially go quite far. Same as an FA Cup, same as a Champions League, because we have enough to sort of move around. So for me, that's the most exciting part. And seeing this performance against Nottingham Forest after an international break, it just built a bit more confidence in me, you know, for the rest. And again, when we're saying we're going to face City next week, I'm not panicking like we used to do before. Oh my God, City like 2-3 years ago, sort of thing, whatever. But yeah, I don't have that feeling anymore. The only team that really does that to me is Liverpool. It's because they are the dodgiest, jammiest, VAR favoured team that you've ever seen in your life.
Absolutely.
So that's the thing that scares me. Whereas Man City, they don't scare me as much anymore.
No.
Because we showed how to humble them. We humbled them. Haaland, again, he'll think twice before he talks shit to one of our players. So, yeah.
I mean, Rodri looked a bit off the pace today, I thought.
He did. Oh, my God, yeah. He misplaced a few passes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I know they didn't have Rodri when we played them last year at home. But at the same time, like you say, I don't fear them. They'll probably fear us more, I think, this year. I think they'll be... I mean, they're not going to, because, you know, don't get me wrong, they have got some fucking great players. If Doku's on form, I think we've got massive trouble. If he's shit, if he plays shit, and we can keep him quiet, we could potentially beat him, and keep Haaland quiet. But other than them two, they don't scare me whatsoever. I think we've got a far superior team now. It's just whether we don't want to go into that team, the game like we did against Liverpool. I don't want to go negative. We've got to go in positive. Think we can win it.
I don't think we're going to go into that match like we did against Liverpool. We're at home. We've got enough players to field out there, and you're right. Apart from Haaland, maybe that Reinders, I think he's a good player as well.
Yeah, he didn't have a good game today, but you know.
I don't know. He had a few chances. I mean,
he did misplace
it. He did. But again, the thing is with a player like that, right? Again, it's someone that's needed in the team, because if he won't do it in this minute, he'll do it in 20 minutes time. He will be back in that position and maybe just thinking, right, I know what I did wrong. Let's do something right. So again, he's a very good player, and nothing like a De Bruyne, obviously, or a Gundogan, or a fucking David Silva back in the day. Nothing like that. But he is a player that we need to watch out for, you know, especially in the midfield.
And if is Marmoush still injured, do you think?
I think he's still injured. Yeah, I think
so. He won't play next week now.
That's right. Yeah, but you never know. Maybe they saved it for that specific match. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's not the City of old, and we have a manager that sort of that's, you know, drilled it out of us to be afraid of a City or a Liverpool or whatever. And again, when I said Liverpool earlier, I didn't mean the actual team. It's just everything surrounding them. The fucking lucky
bastards.
Everything. Yeah. It's just annoying, really. It's just freaking annoying. It's like we'd never get anything like that. It always goes against us and whatever. So yeah, so that's what I'm happy about. And positive points, definitely. I mean, yeah, we've talked about negatives for a long time. We don't need to mention them anymore, because it's a good time. Yeah, let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy this win.
Yes.
Cool. Right. Should we do a quick prediction for the Champions League before we leave?
Yeah, I don't really know much about Bilbao. And how are they doing in Spain at the moment? Have they played 4 games similar to us?
Let me just have a quick look at La Liga.
I know they got beat the other night off Girona, was it?
Oh, beautiful. Athletic Bilbao are actually third. So they've same points as us, 4 matches, 9 points.
Right, so it's going to be a tricky game, isn't it?
It's going to be a tricky game, yeah. I think it's going to be interesting to say. Again, because it's a different opponent. You know, it's a European opponent. We've got the brand new players. Let's see if these players from Europe can do something in a European match. So yeah. What are we saying in terms of where are we? Champions League. So we're playing early kickoff. Damn it! Ugh.
What time is it? 5:30 or something? 5:45 is it?
Yeah, 5:45.
Is it? What day? Tuesday. Shit.
It's on a Tuesday. Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm going to be at work. Do you know last season it was all about getting in that top 8? You have to be in the top 16, don't you? I'm not asked if we get beat. I don't want to get beat because it's a negative. I think if we can not get beat, avoid defeat, I'm happy. I think it's going to be a tricky game. I didn't know they were third in the league on the same amount of points as us. I know they got beat though, didn't they? Off Girona, was it? Or did they win? Did they beat Girona?
1 second, please. Let me have a look at their...
Just have a look at their last game. I'm sure they got beat.
So they lost to Alaves in La Liga, and that was it.
So it was Alaves. Where Girona? Are they second? No.
They haven't even played Girona, mate.
No, where are Girona?
Girona, 1 second, please. Hold the line. Oh, shit. Right, so where are these guys? Girona is, oh my God, is last, 20th. So
really?
Yeah, 1 point. 11 goals, 11 goals conceded to 2 goals.
Wow.
So, yeah, they have dropped off a cliff.
Like a stone, yeah. I'm sure they were winning the other night, though. I don't know who they were playing, but anyway, never mind. That's irrelevant. So what was saying? Do you go first for your prediction?
Prediction-wise, I think I'll be honest. I think we're gonna win. And wait, did I see that right? Are we playing at home?
No, we're away.
We're away. Oh, fuck's sake. I think we're gonna win. It probably won't be a comfortable win, but I think we will win. Maybe like a 3-1 or a 3-2 or something.
Okay.
I think we've got enough to score goals, but let's just see what European teams can do against us.
I think
3-1.
I think it'll be a wake-up call. I think that obviously the Spanish teams are they're technically very good. I think that they're a lot more technical than physical in the Premiership, and I think that the technicality side of the game might be a struggle for some of our players. Purely on the fact is, I think that the Spanish teams are a bit more nimble. I know they beat Man United over there, didn't they? But that was Man United when they were shit. I'm a bit concerned. I mean, I do think we'll have enough to control a game, but at the same time, I'm still a bit concerned about how the sharpness of the team and whether we'll play the right team. I'm not 100% sure. I think it'll be a tighter affair than 3-1. I think I might actually say like a 1-1, or even we might sneak it 2-1. But I'm going to err on the caution side, purely on the fact that it's technically a Spanish side and they are pretty good.
Yeah. Like I said, I agree. And anything can happen in the European matches, as we've seen many times before. So, I think I just feel like we have enough in our front line to devastate them, to be honest. But it all depends on obviously how the midfield's how they're gonna play and how they're gonna react and who's actually playing. Rice, Zubimendi, Marino. I don't look. It sounds very defensive. Do you know what I mean?
Sounds stuck in cement, quicksand.
Exactly. So I would much rather see Nwaneri play in that Odegaard role if Odegaard's obviously not able to play. So, and to be honest, in terms of the team, I obviously understand that we have Man City over the weekend, so most likely he won't play the same team as against Forest. But something like that, along those lines, I think is good enough, to be honest. Like, maybe...
I don't think he won't risk Saliba. I think he'll stick with the same back four, possibly.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. That's right. Maybe even a Ben White, potentially. Leave Timber on the bench, and maybe Lewis Skelly starts instead of Calafiori.
Yes.
But in terms of the midfield, I'm happy with Zubimendi and Rice, but I can't...
What about Norgard? Is he... forget about Norgard, don't you? I
don't think he's back yet. Is he back?
No, he trained.
Oh, was he trained? Okay.
He trained, but he wasn't on the bench.
Probably not the match for him. Maybe he could be a Port Vale type of guy. Like to play against, not actually go to the Port Vale.
You cruel man.
So yeah, I think there will be changes. Gyökeres will probably start. Madueke, Martinelli will probably start, and obviously
Martinelli will play, won't he? I think.
Yeah, Martinelli will play. Yeah. Saying that, maybe Trossard will start, and then Madueke on the right. Eze could even play in that Odegaard role.
Yes.
Again, the options are limitless.
Yes.
Well, they're limited, obviously. Yeah. They are very good. Yeah. So whatever he goes for, there is something there that could devastate Bilbao. So. In terms of scoreline, you said 2-1?
1-1, possibly, but if we can get it right and get the tactics right, I think we could win it 2-1.
I like it. I'm going to stick with my 3-1 and
very good.
And see what happens. But yeah, Stevie, okay. If there's nothing else to be added, mate, we will.
Are we doing one before the Man City, or we do one after, or do you want to do a prediction for the Man City in case we don't, or what do you want to do? Do you want to do Wednesday night?
Are you busy? Probably. But let's do. Yeah, we'll do a quick one on Wednesday as predictions and
discuss the Bilbao and a prediction for the weekend, or Thursday or whatever.
I like it. So yeah, definitely before the matches, before the weekend match. Cool. Right, we will be back with you guys then. Really, whenever we decided, whatever it was, go back, and that's when it was. So thanks so much for listening. We will catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay alert.
Au revoir. Oui. See, boy.
Love it.